Soul Garden. Live, love, be.
Hello, Your Honor, and welcome now to Tuesday. Well, if you didn't notice, we've got a full moon going on up there in the skies, and it is actually in Libra. Makes total sense. The full moon of any month is always the opposite sign of where the sun is. The sun's in Aries, so the full moon this month is going to be in Libra. And ultimately that means that it's sunny and cool for Librans, even though there's basically a tug-of-war going on between the sun and the moon, which we call an opposition in astrology, and in daily life we call full moon, right? That said, you may have a little tension or hiccup in the giddy-up when it comes to your long-term relationships. Now, having the moon in your own house of ego is almost always a great thing because your heart is working with your ego. They're not fighting. They don't have different opinions. For 3 days or 36 hours, basically, not even that long. Ultimately, your heart and your ego are on the same team. So that's why I say sunny and cool during this period. But in this particular month, it happens to be a full moon with you having it in Libra. This is the only month of the year where the moon is full in Libra, is when the sun is in Aries. And secondly, the sun today is ruled by Uranus. Now, if you've been watching Soul Garden for a while, you know that Uranus is the troublemaker of the solar system. And when it hits the sun, its vibration, ultimately things tend to fall apart on Earth. It's like the rug gets pulled out from under us. And it can be very minor or it can be very major depending on how conscious the soul is. Now, I think most people watching this show, pretty minor. It's really the people who are totally clueless that I find really hard things happen to them. Because they're just not paying attention. The universe had to really slap them. That said, something might trip up when it comes to long-term relationships for you today. That's Uranus working. And ultimately, with the sun in chapter 2 of Aries, it's really about coming up with new ways of thinking about long-term relationships. Really just kind of breaking the box open and thinking fresh. There may be an area that you're kind of stuck on, Libra. And if you trip today, ask yourself, did this have to do with long-term relationships? And what was I not seeing before I tripped? All right, Libra, that's all we have for Tuesday. See you tomorrow with more soul horoscopes. Live, love, be.
Soul Garden.